What's going on, y'all? It's Greg said it. We're back with our inspiration motivation. Back second of the day. We had a nice live early today. We talked about the rise of Colorado. If you were there, definitely appreciate you coming through. If you haven't had a chance, make sure you check that out. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss things, or at least you can catch it later. But we're in a time where it's interesting. We have the football season coming up. We got its own share of drama and hype. And, we're in a political season. We're having an election season with all this, whatever you want to think or not think is going down, is going on, and it's only increasing day by day. It reminds me a lot of Colorado football. So football is just football, and life is life. Sometimes they have some similarities. Sometimes the characters have similarities. Sometimes the storyline has a similarity. That's the beauty of it. That's where inspiration, motivation come from. Is to seeing the beauty and seeing the life and what we're looking at. We're not just wasting our time. We want to get better. We want to get better understanding. And we dare not want to miss the parallels that makes us better in life. I don't know, looking at a bunch of little kids play football, kids, teenagers, with the young adults, it don't help your life unless you make it help your life. And yes, it's entertaining. And yes, you want to root for your favorite guy, your favorite team, the underdogs. But guess what? You're an underdog too. Guess what? You have challenges and you have to overcome adversity too. We see in sports, people get injured, things happen, situations happen with coaching staff, with players, and life is the same thing. Things shift on you and you got to adapt. People in your direct life, in your family, people in your careers, in your businesses, it's always something. And you got to be on your toes. And that's why I can respect it all and gather from it all. Because if it wasn't for that, I don't really waste my time with just mere entertainment. Honestly, I don't watch a lot of TV. That's why I shout out to people with the Tanggula box and stuff like that, because it's like paying cable and stuff. I don't watch TV. I watch the sports I want to watch, and I move on. I've got a lot of stuff to do. But I can value what I'm getting out of Colorado, and I know you do too. Maybe on a different level, maybe for different reasons. But I like to share you mine. One of the things that I see that's going on is just, with Coach Prime and his team, we watched them just kind of get just ripped and hit. And some of us be like, what's going on? The haters love it. Ain't that typical? When you already dislike somebody, you're glad to see them fail. You're glad to see them struggle, which is weird as a human because it's a sickness. Because you don't want nobody doing you like that. And what the man has done to you, he done that to you. He go from sports to personal. Why would you want somebody to suffer personally over a sport? If you want to beat them on the field. Don't take it personal. Don't make it personal. But when you go talking about a man, personal family, you don't even know. You only know what you hear anyway. And that's a lie because it's coming from people who don't even like him most of the time. And of course, if you hear from him, it's a different story. Of course, it's going to be a different story. But the point is, you're not trying to hear both sides. You want to hear what you want because you got a bias already. And that's what we really come down to. It's like, sometimes in life, you believe stuff. And it don't have to be true. But you want it to be true. You make it true. It's your enemy. It's your opponent. And sometimes it's fun and games, but sometimes it get real. Sometimes it don't impact you, and sometimes it does. But the reality is, you cannot avoid the psychotic mechanism. You cannot avoid the reality that it's possible you're wrong. It's a possible you're wrong and don't care you're wrong. Don't want to know you're wrong because you so far down a rabbit hole. Some people hate Coach Prime so much they don't even know why. And when he succeed, it feeds that animal, that devil in them. He ain't slapped their mama. He ain't did that to him. But I just want him to lose. And they get glee when he loses. And yeah, it's sports, but it's deeper because why do you get the emotional response you get? Same could be said, why are you so excited when he wins? What are you connecting it to in your mind? Is it you're happy for him? Is it happy that you were right? Is it happy for the boys? I mean, it's probably more pure on that side because it's typically more pure to want good to happen for people, regardless of what it is. I don't care if it's playing Frisbee. To want somebody to succeed is a good thing. But when you want somebody to not succeed, you really got to ask yourself why. Why the negative route? Like what? Because you're not playing it. Like what are you getting from it? Maybe you're betting. Maybe it's that. But even then, you chose to bet against them, so that's on you. But like I said, once it go personal, once you're ready to believe the worst about a person, and you don't have to ask yourself why, you okay with that? Let the tables turn and people gossip and rumor about you. You have a fit. You want to fight. You want to hurt somebody. It's unfair. Why is it only unfair when it's on your side of the track? Why do you seek fairness, justice, equality? Why do you seek all that when it's your turn? But you don't want it to be applied to everybody. That sounds strange, because that sounds like discrimination, all kinds of stuff that you're probably against. When somebody say, I want everything to go my way, but don't include that person, don't include that group. You all in upheaval. You tearing the street up. You all emotionally jacked up, wishing all kinds of evil thoughts on a person. But you do the same thing. You better recognize when you do the same thing. Don't be exposed to no hypocrite. I always say that people get mad. There be no hypocrite. When you want somebody else to fail, but you want people to want you to succeed, that is hypocritical. It's one thing to be competing, and make sure it's healthy. To compete against a person and say, hey, I win, you win, you win. And be a good sport. That's what's called at the end. You know, you won. I ain't got to rub it in your face. I ain't got to go too much deeper there. I already won. But it just gets really weird when you go to the point where you say, I want fairness on my side. I want opportunity on my side. I want sympathy, empathy on my side. I even want to be forgiven when I'm wrong. But I can't provide the same thing back. That's sad. You can't give what you want to receive. It's like some people want to be in a relationship. It's kind of childish. It's like me, candy, my. They ask the kid for the candy they don't want to share. It's a childish trait. It's like somebody want to be in a relationship, and I want to be romance. I want to be loved and cuddled. They want everything they don't give. They so busy telling you to do something that they ain't never done. They can't do because they too busy. Me, my. That's a bad situation. Because the reality is, anytime something mutual, especially when it's mutually good, it's a good thing. It's a give relationship, right? Some people have a faith system like that, a God that actually gives to them and they give back, and it's mutual. It's a horrendous thing for you to be in a mental place or in a system that requires you to only give and not receive back. But it's the same thing when you're dealing with a person who wants good only to come to them, but they can wish harm on other people. They can wish other people not have a second chance. They can wish other people not be forgiven. They can wish other people fail. But man, they don't want nobody to wish that upon them. They can clip up other people and frame them and set them up. But boy, they have a fit is somebody frame and set them up. They gonna use all kinds of words and descriptions to describe that. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't do nothing. But it's what to say, do unto others as you want done to you. Don't ever do something to other people that you don't want done to you. Do your best not to. Definitely don't be intentionally foolish with it. Like, so maybe sometimes you got to check yourself and look yourself in the mirror and say, I was wrong. But you sit up there and be a devil. A devil, you're going to intentionally do it. You know it's wrong. And you still going to do it. And still had a nerve to expect good things to happen to you. Say, I'm going to go pray. You had a nerve to pray? You pray on other people. Literally, pray. P-R-E-Y. You cause harm to other people. You join in. You endorse. You protect. You co-sign harm to happen to other people. Don't you think all that? I don't know what you think, really. It's like I look at this grass out here. It's like a seed in the ground. It's going to grow. But we ain't even got to go to the seed level. Just don't expect nothing good to come your way. At least do that. We ain't got to go that deep. Don't be going around speaking, feeling hatred, negativity towards anybody, and then turn around and be like, I want good things to happen to me. Just expect some of that to roll back around. And when it do, just know you earned it. Now you want to get out of it. It's some spiritual principles and stuff that can help you get out of that. But you probably don't even know that. That's why you're doing what you do. Or you doing it and ignorant of your own spiritual principles you claim to live by. because we see this all. When I look at Coach Prime and I say stuff, y'all see my videos and I say, man, how does he do certain things? It's a big deal. Somebody else do it, you don't hear about it, or they don't even bring it up. It's not a big deal. But when he do it, it's a big deal. Crucify him. I hope he fail. His team gonna fail. That's why he gonna fail. You just speaking with your big mouth. All these things on people. And you couldn't handle an ounce of that. You know, I respect people who live in that world, man. I mean, I'm kind of on a small level. I'm nowhere near them. As far as just having influence. You know, little thousands, they millions and tens of hundreds of millions. And I always, you know, as I before I did this, but just having enough sense and living long enough, I can give a certain amount of respect, even to a fool, that they have the audacity to go out there and do that. And right, wrong, or different, they gonna have people who support them and go against them. But the people who go against them, man, they go hard. And, you know, whether they earned it or not, it's like, you don't do people like that. Especially you have the inner west sense in your head to know you don't want to be done like that. Celebrities get towed up. Then some people got families and you attack their families. And that's like, man, you couldn't handle that. I know you weak. I know you're emotionally weak. That's why you doing what you do, because you just unhinged. So I know you couldn't handle an ounce of the ridicule and the criticism on a long-term basis and stay in your right mind and still live your life while people just spew on you like that. Just be considerate, y'all. And if you stand for Coach Prime, don't turn around and do to somebody else the same that's done to Coach Prime. You can't be standing for justice for one man and don't stand for justice for all. Justice for all. Unfair is unfair. If you're going to stand for Coach Prime, stand for any injustice. And don't be no hypocrite about your color or nothing, your gender. If you stand for injustice and have the nerve to think that justice should come for you, but then you don't provide the same justice to somebody else because they're your quote-unquote enemy. If you want justice, give justice. If you want peace, give peace. You want love, give love. Don't be no hypocrite. Nobody, I mean, it ain't respectable. You a Looney Tune if you think you got the right to demand somebody to treat you fair when you choose when and who you want to treat fair. You want fair, you got no other duty or right but to treat everybody fair if you expect it of you. I don't care what you think about them. I don't care what color they are. It's just a principle. It's a spirit. It's what you putting out there. At the very least, if I want it, I should give it, or else I can't demand it. And if you're not conscious of that, get yourself checked out. Go lay on the couch. Do something. Go roll around on the floor, you know, with some folks. You know, I don't fully blame people. Some people got issues. They jacked up in the head. They got trauma. And I know that. But if you're able to hear the words that are coming out of my mouth, you comprehend what I'm saying. You're here. You chose to be here. You still here at this point. Face yourself in the mirror. Quit being hypocrites. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Share this message with somebody. We in a time where people live like hypocrites and have the nerve to expect good things to happen to them. Nobody perfect. But don't be no perfect fool. Don't be no perfect liar. Don't be no perfect hypocrite. You know you wrong. Do better. With that, I'm just Greg. Greg said it. I'll be talking to y'all real soon.